My name is Andrew Hauk. I am a sophomore and I am the captain of the Valorant team.
My name is Ardit. I'm a fourth-year pre-med student, also playing Valorant.
Well, I know for me at least, I'm a little bit more looking forward to this season than previously. I think between the first week and the second week, I already saw big improvements in what we were seeing issues on, and I think that we can only get better. I mean, fortunately, Ardit here is not going to be around after this year, but me and Ardit already have a base, and I'm building the base with the rest of the team, so I'm hoping that we can get something good going together this year.
I'm not too worried. First week was a little, it gave me a little bit of anxiety.
From everyone on the team, and it's all down to Mideast. A flawless
Defenders
will
win.
close out the match. A good fight from LVC at the end there, but too little, too late, as it is a 13-7 scoreline in favor of New Jersey City.
But I mean, it's because we haven't played Valorant in God knows how long. So, I mean, after the first week, we got into the swing of things. We actually decided to play and try. So, I mean, hopefully it's going to keep going that way.
Yeah, so rotating fifth has always been an issue. It's carried over from last year. We have really good four-man team, and then the fifth always comes down to usually two people, and the issue we run into right now is that both players have a lot of room to grow, so it's not like one is particularly standing out from the other, but we just have to make a decision which one are we going to bring along with us in that path of growing, because that's mainly what we're worried about, is who can grow with the team the fastest and stick along with that route.
Yeah, it's not really like a skill thing, because even if the skill disparity was like a silver versus a plat, we would much rather choose the silver player if they mesh well with the team comp and they can get along with all the team members, because that's kind of how I got on the team. I wasn't really the highest rank, I was like gold, and then I mean now I'm immortal. I mean was immortal, I'm ascended now, but it just takes, it's all about the team synergy at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, Mozzie especially has been standing out to me. I've been playing, and Mozzie, I gotta say, I'm a little salty. Took the smoke roll, but you know, it gives me the option to branch out a little bit. And being on IGL, I don't want to limit myself to one role. But I am very pleased with how Mozzie's been playing. He's been either keeping up with me or being above me in some games, especially in scrims. And you know, he can be a bit quiet, not speak out for himself, but I you know, that's a thing that we work on, and I think where we're starting at is really good. Mideast, I mean, Mideast is freshman to the team, new. I feel like he isn't making it an issue though to speak up for himself. He'll speak up on issues. He'll say what he thinks should be done, and I appreciate that from him. And I think you know, despite the rank disparity between him and some of the other team members, he's still holding his own. So.
Yeah, I don't think it's a skill issue. Like, I don't think we're Radiant level, you know? But some of the newer players, they're not scared to just follow somebody in and get the trade. So, I mean, as long as the KD's above 1, and it doesn't even matter about the KD. Like, it's easy to get trades off your teammates. So, it's even more surprising to see that we can get trades off of teammates and then some. So, I'm pleased. I'm super pleased.
Yeah, so I mean, last year with our All Immortal team and one Radiant practically, we got placed in Champions. Now, we did pretty average in Champions, ending I believe in 5th. And I know this year around they're changing a bit, moving some of the top teams from Champions up to Legends. So I'm not sure if we'd end up still remaining in Champions, especially with the change of our team now consisting more of like a Diamond average. But I think I would be pleased if we got challengers, and you know, champions would be more than what I expect. Right now, I'm definitely expecting challengers from us, and I think we could hold our own in that division.
Yeah, I think we'll get challengers, and my prospects feel really good considering that they added that new like league on top of it with all like the best teams. So I mean, we might even get 5th place or above. I'm not against that. I think it's gonna happen.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You can see on your screen the LVC Valorant roster for this fall and possibly the spring, depending on how things turn out. But you can see there we have Mideast, Juice, Crisper, B-Dog, and Mozzie for our Valorant roster. Finally, a fifth has been decided after a couple weeks of play, activation matches, a big help in getting that all set up, making sure that everything is all correct with the team. Man, am I excited to get into this season. This is one of the rosters I am the most excited to see take the field, take the stage. And we have a very fun one in for you guys tonight. We are here with LVC Valorant. They will be taking on York College. You could even call them in-state rivals, not necessarily for esports. I think this is the first time we've ever really played them in any game, to be quite honest. But either way, it's still always fun to see other teams from within our state kind of take us on, and it's just enjoyable. It's always enjoyable being here, and of course, I would not want to be anywhere else than here with you guys on the LVC Esports channel. And of course, if you aren't following us on Twitter and Instagram at LVC_esports on both of those platforms, we have also just announced the roster over there on Twitter and Instagram, just to make sure we have everyone on the same page. Everyone will know what our roster is for Valorant. And kind of speaking on LVC, at least when it came to activation, their stats are looking pretty decent. They went 3-1 in activation as a whole, and they were performing pretty well. As we saw, one of the new additions to this roster, the freshman Mideast, had a fantastic activation, going 52-42 with a 1.24 KD, a 202 ACS. Very solid stuff from him, especially with him getting his first ever matches in at the collegiate level. Definitely something to look out for as the season continues going on. And even his econ rating is pretty solid as well, sitting at 52.25 a game. Just a great showing all around. And that's not to take away from the other players on this roster. B-Dog, of course, if you guys follow us in general, our Overwatch team, B-Dog is our captain for Overwatch, and now we're very glad to have him here on the Valorant roster. Always a fun addition to add to any team out there, especially to our other rosters. And even despite not being a Valorant player to begin with, he showed out during activation, had some solid stats. He only played in 2 of the matches, as the other rotating fifth, who is now the sub Poke, was also playing in a couple of those matches. But it ultimately ended up being B-Dog, the one that ended up taking that spot. But we should be ready to get into the game here in just a couple minutes here. It is officially scheduled for 8 p.m., so we may even get that official 8 p.m. start time. But let's talk about the maps here real quick. Map number 1, something that just got added back into the pool this season, Breeze. The first map of this series, the first map of the regular season for LVC Valorant will be Breeze. They will be starting off on the defensive side, and I am excited to see how they play on this one. It is a map that we saw maybe once or twice last year with the old roster, so we'll have to see what improvements have been made, what changes have been done. Obviously, the map's a bit different now. They did rework the map to make it a more playable map for competitive reasons. I know it was still in like the casual rotation or something, or like the swift play rotation, but now it's fully ready for action and truly in a spot where we can actually see it in these matches. And Breeze is one I'm very unfamiliar with as well, because it was just so underplayed. It was almost never used basically at all. So I'm curious to see how both teams come out on this map. But outside of that, we have Lotus for map 2, so we will at least see Lotus at the minimum. This is a best of 3. I will remind you guys that. Just if you aren't familiar with the format, it is a best of 3. LVC will be starting on the defense on Breeze. They'll be taking the attack on the second and third maps, Lotus and Haven. If we get to that third map, Haven, then LVC will also be starting out on the attack there. So we have everyone in the lobby, so we should be getting ready to start here soon. Just a couple players in the training, I believe, just to make sure that they are ready on up for this game. And this is a big one, as it is a start to the season. You want to start off strong, and I'm just so excited as always to get into these matches, especially now that we're back. We have official matches going on now. It is just a great time to be a fan of collegiate esports. Of course, you don't have just us. You have over 300-400 teams in NECC alone, to be quite honest. So there's just so many teams that are playing. I know NECC is streaming a fantastic match. They have Converse Purple taking on Rutgers. I think it's Rutgers Scarlet, whatever they call their main team. And those are two teams that are ranked in the top 25. So that'll definitely be a very interesting one to see. And I'm sure there's going to be a couple of you tabbed over there too, getting a multi-Twitch going between us and NECC. That is sure to be a banger. That is guaranteed 3 maps. If that doesn't go 3 maps, that is insane for whoever ends up winning it. But that's a bit unimportant, at least for our sake here. We are in the lobby. We are just about to load in, just making sure everyone's good with the server settings, making sure we're ready to get going. But as I had said, a very good showing and activation for LVC. They had some very solid stats. The 2 players I'd like to point out are Juice and Mozzie. Mozzie, one of the players that was pointed out in that interview by, I believe it was CRISPR, kind of talking a lot about him. CRISPR and Juice both really gave him props, taking that smokes role and really just running with it. He was sitting at a 1.68 KD. He is at the 2nd highest KD on the team, 64 and 38. The only player above him is Juice at 67 and 38. And even outside of that, he has the most assists on the team too. So he's at 28 assists, averaging 7 per game, a massive stat. And he's not only fragging out, he's helping his teammates get frags as well. And he's just all around being that guy that's initiating the contact, that's allowing his teammates to get into the sites, get coverage with those smokes, making sure everything is covered. And he's also getting the kills to back it up. He is having a fantastic season so far. I say season, but he had a fantastic preseason, if you want to word it that way. And that's not to take away from Juice either. The captain of this team had a fantastic showing, even better than Mozzie. He had a 292.75 ACS. Those are unheard of numbers pretty much anywhere. So someone really to keep your eyes on is Juice and Mozzie, or some 2 players to keep your eyes on a lot are Juice and Mozzie. And also, I think someone that would be really important to keep your eyes on too is B-Dog, the new player to this team, the announced 5th of this team. But we are now into the game. Let's transition over. Let's kick off the regular season. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the Agent Select. And you can already see some hovering, some selections being made. Double smokes for LVC. This is something I wanted to see, and we are getting it. Juice on the Harbor, Mozzie with the Viper, and these are 2 agents that can lock down an entire site on this map, especially on this map. With how small the sites are, and especially with how the moving wall works for Harbor, he can just lock down an entire site on his own. So 2 very strong agents to have, and you're going to see that mirrored by York. It is just the smart play to do, the very intelligent play to make. Outside of that, though, we're going to see CRISPR on the Duelist. He's going to be taking up the Jet. B-Dog with the Initiator on KO, and Mideast going to be taking an Initiator as well on Sky. For the side of York, you're going to have, as I had mentioned, that that mirror comp of Viper and Harbor. Also going to see the Sky and Jet. The only difference going to be the chamber here for Prince Zuko, looking to cut off any angle, and I would imagine he's going to be playing in mid a lot, especially on that defensive side when they get there. Of course, we have 12 rounds to get through before that happens, but certainly something he has thought about going into this game. We're going to kick things off with the man I was talking about, Juice. The man in the interview, too, taking the captain role from Zario after Zario's graduation. Looking to make a statement with this roster. You're going to have York looking to run all the way up mid. As you can see, they're all stacked here. Looking to make a play towards B, but I would imagine the goal here is to get some information, see what they hear, as they can't just really walk into basically anywhere with the Harbor and the Viper being on both sides. That flash is going to connect, so that's going to give some info, and I just heard a massive connect on a knife. I'm not sure if that was B-Dogs or not, but first blood going to go to Zuko. CRISPR is going to win, or going to lose that battle. over towards mid. First blood to York. And that's going to be an opening already. But here is Mozzie getting some shots down range. He might not have gotten a second kill, but he at least gets one, then is traded out. And he does a lot of damage on his way. Mideast going to have a big decision to make. He needs to get this kill. He gets that. Did he get a second? No. So LVC still getting traded out. Very efficient from York. They're not letting this slip. You can see some damage done though. B-Dog and Juice, the last two players remaining, and B-Dog gets caught tossing his knife. So Zuko gonna get 3 on the round, and York going to start off strong. Mideast, really a key factor there. Him and Mozzie both on that B site. If they manage to find if either of them managed to find 2 kills there, that very likely could have been the round to LVC, but ultimately the trades were just so efficient for York. That's going to give them the round. It's going to give them the opening.
That's a good spot.
And we'll head into round 2 with a complete rotation from York here.
Walls up.
You see that wall coming early from Juice. Blind Crisper has 2 in front of him, but he's just walking forward. He's not getting a kill from it. Again, Crisper getting first blooded. Not the ideal start for the duelist. Trying to take fights, and he's not winning them right now. Look at this. This is a full pinch onto the site. No kills going in. And that is very tough for LVC. And that's going to leave Mozzie by himself in a 1v4, and he's not going to find a thing. The attack from York looking very clinical early on. They are simply just walking forward and getting into the site. But now in the bonus, this is going to be a bit tougher for York. They won't have the weapon advantage this time around. You can see though, Zuko 4-0 right now. Gaming Grandpa also sitting at 3-1.
A gift.
Showing out early on. And again, the switch up is here. Mideast, the flash out. Again connects, so he at least has some info. B-Dog gets the flash out. Princego's gonna be careful here. He doesn't want to get fragged early. He's not gonna find a thing. That's gonna be a high-low from B-Dog and Juice. Finally, first blood to LVC. Crisper gonna play off that flash. Doesn't get the shots down range, but Mideast does. The high-low again from LVC. The double chows are working to their favor. Mozzie now gonna have his work cut out for him. Spots the shoulder of one. That's the head gone of Potsy. And LVC getting something back. Now 2v5, and LVC are in prime position to take this round. Not going to win that fight, though. Buttercup going to get a rifle. That's the opening you need if you are York. Now you have some space on the site. You can even get this plant down. Not ideal location, but you could walk in and try to get this down. Crisper and Mideast just playing patient. They're waiting for this plant. It is going to go. Purple just trying to watch over. It has a lot in front of him. Almost gets ahead of another. Buttercup going to get 1, but Juice finds the last 2. And all LVC needed to do was exactly what we saw there. Play the trades. Juice got them both. And LVC will get their first on the board. Very well have a close game, close series on our hands. Of course, we are still only 3 rounds in, and you need 13 on your own to win if it doesn't go to OT. So certainly a lot of time left in this game to see what's going to happen. And you can see there on Juice's perspective, if you are unfamiliar with the changes that were made to this map over the last season, you can see it. Pretty much all of A main is cut off completely. You only have that side route to go through now. And it makes it much tougher for the attackers to get wide angles onto those defending players holding the A site. You're seeing that struggle right now as Juice just has a great lane to look at. Very tough for York to get anything here. They're going to make their presence known. Zuko has popped the TP. They can walk through this smoke, this wall. As long as he's quick enough, manage to get back out. No trouble.
Right there. I suggest you move.
Now the ultimate getting called for Buttercup. Juice is outside of it though, and it's not moving towards its direction. Crisper finds first blood. And now this is going to get a bit sketchy. And look at this from Juice, finds 2. The
Spike
Juice
down
is
A.
loose. Gets the first, or gets the second 2 there. The plant still goes
planted.
down, but he is very far away from his teammate. This is going to be a one-on-one. Look at this weapon disadvantage. Mozzie is embracing it. Purple has an op though, and he takes down B-Dog. But it's all down to him. Mozzie pushes through. And LVC going to get the retake. Great shots from Mozzie there. Very smart play through mid. Baits out the first shot and just continues pushing forward. That'll give him the kill and also give him the op. That takes a lot away from York on that attack. Zuko, 2 away from the tour de force, which is essentially a free op. And you're going to have Purple 1 away from the Blade Storm. 2 very powerful ults. Juice going to have his now. As we saw Buttercup pop it last round, it didn't really do much as it just wasn't placed too well. It was placed fine, but realistically, none of the LVC players were directly on the site, so it just kind of worked with the way that they were positioned. Strat's going to switch a lot, though. Now you can look at the minimap. Players of York are so spread out. They want to get any bit of information they can. This angle from Crisper, almost disgusting onto Zuko. But again, just playing the patience game. Potsy tucked in. This could be a very sketchy spot for Potsy. Maybe able to catch someone off guard after this wall goes down.
Right there.
And look at the patience on LVC. They're not going to get aggressive here. They don't need to. They're just going to let the time continue to dwindle down. And somehow, somewhere, someone needs to make a move if you are York. And I think that's starting to come in. As they're realizing the space in mid is pretty free. They're going to start making their move. 30 seconds left, and now Mozzie has to turn. He has to be very careful, though. He has 3 players in front of him, only gets 1. That's going to go down to Mideast, and that's it. Now the full site is in control for York. Potsy does get damage done, so they definitely at least know of that player there.
Spike planted.
This is going to be a 3v4 retake for LVC. Crisper does have an op. But he's out of dashes. There's really no way to... Not going to get those back either. Here comes Juice. Pops out the ult. And now this is going to be a bit of an awkward one for Buttercup. They know where he is now as they see the ultimate ping him. But look at that. The shell going to save Buttercup for now. And Buttercup gets the kill on a Juice. Fantastic work from Buttercup. Crisper can't get a shot on with the op. And a phenomenal play from York. So patient there, and it pays off as they take their time getting onto the site. And it gives them the clear. LVC just not finding the frags that they need in that round, and that's going to cost them. Very even game, though. You can even see in the stats, not really anyone as a major outlier. 6 and 2 from Zuko, who now has that tour de force to work with. But outside of that, I mean, it's pretty even for most of the players in the lobby. That knife going to connect. So Modi's going to have some intel. Just going to play the cheeky corner and see if the classic right click can get something going. It'll be Mozzie, who the attention does turn to for LVC.
Toxin screen down.
Possibly those 2 players on A as well, depending on the timing of this push. Spike is all the way in mid on the body of Zuko. And Modi's going to get stunned, or going to get flashed, so location gets called out, and Gaming Grandpa going to take advantage of that flash and get this first blood. Mideast didn't really have a gun, though. Stuck with a classic there. Mozzie jump spots and gets out with his head. Now needs to be careful, but
I've got your
full.
trail.
That's a full rotation. Seekers are coming out. Believe that's for Gaming Grandpa. It is. And Juice, the lone man here, as the rest of his team is rotating over to A. And now his information is given to Potsy, takes down Juice, and this is a free plant again. York with fantastic rotations, gonna take the site and get that plant onto A. B-Dog with the Sheriff. Trying to swing. Spots the shoulders, but not quick enough. Mozzie getting some intel, but now his location's known too. So they're just gonna get sent away. Now they're just gonna have to save. As Crisper doesn't get the shot down, it's gonna be Mozzie left in a 1v5, and he's gonna fall to the op of purple. York starting to build up a little bit of a lead, and that attack is showing why they are in it. Just the rotations coming in for York, giving them so much space. They made a perfect fake onto A, or onto B, and that fake just gave them so much space to work with towards A, and they gave them the whole site. They got LVC to bite on the fake, and that rotation was just beautiful from York. There's a flash once again ringing out for LVC. It's going to connect early. It's not really going to be a bit of a problem right now. Look at this high-low. Look at Purple's position. This should be a kill on Mozzie the second this wall drops. Actually, it's going to be first blood to Juice over towards B. Finds that one. But look at the spike again, all the way over on the A site. And look at this. Mozzie spots the gun of one. So he's going to know that there's still some pressure here. And maybe
Toxin screen down.
even calls a mistake as Crisper hits a shot with the op. An op of his own. He's going to challenge.
Spike
Take
planted.
that fight. Spike does go down, but the head again of Purple is at least sighted. Snake bite for Mozzie. Somehow flicks away from that flash. Purple though going to take down B-Dog. It is an op battle here on A. Who is next? Mozzie just catches the timing and all three fall. The timing for Purple so unfortunate there. De-scopes at the worst possible millisecond. And that's going to give Mozzie the advantage in that fight. Going to give LVC the round too, as his teammates fall around him. And now a 3-4 scoreline. Both of these teams are fighting tooth and nail for rounds in this map. And remember, we have a best of 3 ahead of us, so we've got a lot more Valorant to be played as we head into round number 8. 2 ultimates for LVC. Mozzie's going to have the Viper's Pit, and he very well might use that this round, as B-Dog has the control command, and B-Dog is not in a good position to use it, as the rest of his team is over towards B. Crisper takes down one. Had a lot of players lining up there. Could have been much scarier than it was. Mideast getting body blocked by Juice. Careful. Here comes the dog. That's going to spot at least one. That's going to spot half the team. Now LVC have so much info. They can call this rotate, but it's not going to be called. They've seen what York has done in past rounds with how strong their rotations have been, and they're disciplined here. They're not going to rotate immediately over. And now York is just kind of stalled in place right now. They have to figure out what they want to do, how they want to go about this attack, and see if they can make themselves any room on the map.
Toxin screen down.
Now that harbor wall is going to come over. Can they bait? Is that enough to bait out LVC? As you can see, it's just purely for bait. And it looks like it is. Juice and Mideast still on site.
30 seconds
Maybe able to
left.
catch something as that Viper wall goes up at the perfect time. Mideast is still safe. Now they can hear that plant, so information is
Spike
given.
planted.
And look at this. Look at this from Potsy.
Toxin screen down.
Are they going to push? Where's Potsy at? This is so sketchy. So sketchy from both teams. Purple going to open up the fight. Takes down Mideast with the op. And now that just makes it so much tougher. Juice at least has the wall to work with. But Purple finds another onto B-Dog. All down to Mozzie. And he is just trapped in a corner. The second these walls fall, it is all over for Mozzie and 4 people looking at him. Look at that, spots the head of one, but that's really going to be it. But he does get behind a couple. but ultimately will fall before getting 2. And York are trying to take command of this game. Still, the biggest lead so far has only been 2 rounds, as LVC are going to take a timeout. Looking at the stats here, you can see B-Dog and Mozzie both still with those ultimates. Mozzie with the Viper's Pit, B-Dog having that control command. And LVC in a bit of a precarious position. They might have to save in this round. It'll be a bit close. That or it's a force, and then if they lose, it'll go into a save. And on the other side, looking at York, I mean, obviously their economy is fine because they've won the past they've won a few rounds here, and Potsy with the Viper's Pit, Zuko has the Tour de Force. Zuko's had the Tour de Force for like 3 or 4 rounds now, so that is still something very nice to have in the back pocket for when you need an eco. You can just pop that out and maybe get a kill or 2. Purple also with the Bladestorm, another thing you can use in an eco. Just massive ultimates, and they haven't needed to use them. I think that's been the biggest point. LVC have not really been able to draw out these ultimates from York, and them being able to save them towards the end of this half, as we do only have 4 minutes left in it, that's going to make it that much harder for LVC to get many more rounds here. And again, you're going to see that heavy B presence for the side of York, but they will likely keep that spike in a rotatable position. And now, as I was talking about it, the Tour de Force does come in, and Purple also has an op, so double op setup from York here. Of course, I believe he still has a Vandal as well. He does. So there's a lot of potential in this round for York. Just based on the utility alone, it is a full eco for LVC. This is one you cannot afford to lose if you are York. You've invested a lot already. Ozzy has the pit, so if things get a bit sketchy, I can go through. But Purple gonna take down Mideast. Another first blood to York. Purple has been phenomenal with that operator ever since they picked it up. Crisper just gonna be with a Marshall here. Is there anything that can be done? Or will it be Juice? Buttercup maybe trying to take some space. But on the other side of the map, I mean, that's where you're going to see this pressure come in.
30 seconds left.
As Mozzie has to be a bit careful. Look at Juice, though, chasing this rotation and does get the kill. And look at that, Purple with a beautiful angle. Going to take out Mozzie, and that is another plant for York. Zuko on the other side of a wall from Juice here. Did Juice get another sneak? B-Dog takes down one. Juice takes down another. Now it's a 2v3. B-Dog still has the ultimate too. He could pop this. Deny the Bladestorm as Juice pops his ult. Makes Purple really weak. Juice finds his 3rd in the round, and Crisper closes it out. A huge round for LVC. That's going to be a thrifty. And that is one you needed to win if you're LVC, and one you cannot lose if you are York. You've invested so much into this round. You had the Tour de Force, you had your 2nd op, and it was not enough to take LVC out in this round. Now the op gonna get tossed over to Crisper. And we are again at a very close scoreline. And if York can't win this round, the econ is going to be broken towards the end of the half, and LVC could really start to spiral. They do need to be careful though. They can't just walk in and take it. York has already shown that that is not going to happen here, at least in this half. No intel at all off of that utility used on the A side. And now the team will look to B. Look at this. They are just walking forward. Look at all of this utility coming the way of Mideast. As the Vipers pick up pop from Mozzie. Mideast just trying to spray, not going to get a single thing. And actually, that wasn't the Mozzie ultimate. That wasn't the Mozzie Viper Pit. That is going to be Posty's Viper Pit. So, going to be a big investment here again for York, but this time it's looking much more favorable. As Crisper already taking damage, getting shot through that wall. Does anyone have a chance of getting into this? B-Dog still has the ultimate too. He could cancel this Viper's Pit. Gonna suppress
I suggest you move.
2 players, and now the ultimate getting popped out for York, and it's just turning into chaos. It's turning into chaos on the site as Crisper tries to fire through the Viper pit. It's not going to work, and that's going to put him down to last alive. A great take from York. The second they realize there's only 1-2 players on the site, they storm through, and they claim it. They play the numbers advantage. All of that util getting jumped quickly. And now York back in the driver's seat here.
That works.
It's just always been a little tiny bit out of reach here for LVC at the moment. They are showing some pieces. If they put together, they can string the last few together. They're going to have to be clinical on it. Juice going to get flashed, and now it's a util dump over towards A. Again, a lot of ultimates have been held in this game. As B-Dog still with that command, and Mozzie still with that Viper's Pit. 2 ultimates you really would want to see used before this half comes to a close. It's come to a standstill, though, in the round. Zuko going to get some damage onto Juice. The dog not going to find anything. May have gotten some eyes on Crisper and Juice, but that'll be about it. Spike is going down, but that player's getting sprayed. That player's getting sprayed. Juice with the spray before the spike goes down. That's going to be a huge pick in the round. But look at this flank. This flank is perfect. Podsy a bit shaky, but makes it work. Crisper, though, gonna get the trade. That is a huge trade. No one now for York outside of A main. And this is now gonna be a very tough one to win for York.
30 seconds left.
That's going to be a great start to it, though. Purple, the man that York has needed, the man York has relied on, again, coming in clutch with a shot on the op. Gaming Grandpa taking down Mozzie. Just 15 seconds left, though. All LVC has to do is deny the plant.
I got the spike.
That's the knife.
10
Can
seconds
at
left.
least detect the presence of purple.
Spike planted.
Really won't matter, though. Mideast, again, just stuck with a classic. B-Dog
Last
has
player
the
standing.
Vandal, but it's not going to connect. The shot doesn't connect. Can Mideast get over this weapon? It's a 1v2 for the freshman. And that's going to be purple again. The catalyst for York continuing to put on a
Last round
show
in the half.
with that operator. Give him the weapon, and he is going to take advantage. York just continuing to squeak out these rounds. That one, it started looking like it was a round that they should not have won ever. And they ended up just busting through. Purple finding a few very solid kills to take that round. Crisper and Purple gonna have an op battle. Neither will connect. Blade Storm popped immediately. As Purple looks to take charge. Is looking to fly forward in this round as Potsy takes down Juice. That is a huge pick for Potsy. As Purple shots not quite connecting, but that one does. The head of Mideast is gone. And now the Seekers are out too. This should be another round. Over to York. Top shot for Crisper, doesn't connect. B-Dog trying to help him out here. As Crisper gets caught reloading, Purple finally falls to B-Dog, but he has done some damage. It's down to Crisper and Mozzie. Both with their ultimates, they need to use these.
Spike
As
planted.
the spike goes down,
Last player
B-Dog
standing.
gonna fall. Now it's all down to Mozzie, and he finds 2 good shots from Mozzie. He's very low on health though.
Toxin screen down.
And that's gonna be Buttercup with a running shot. Takes him down. And the half
Switching sides.
decisively gonna go to York. They take 3 straight to close out the half. 14 and 8 from Purple.
It's only natural.
He has been having a show match right now. As that's gonna be a very tough pill to swallow for LVC. A half they could have certainly performed a bit better in there. Gonna go the way of York. Now they'll move on to the attack, and as I had said, this is pretty much almost a mirror comp, a full mirror comp from these two teams. So there's not really much of a difference outside of what the KO will bring compared to a chamber. And so far, I mean, Zuko has been having a pretty average game, but he's been getting kills where he needs to. Mideast at least grabs the ult orb there. Now Juice gonna call the rotation. LVC looking to make their way at B. Will Potsy spot this one?
Toxin screen down.
As he certainly sees a few players, and he is going to get out of dodge. Now can call the rotation for York too. As Crisper flying forward. He'll be the first one in. He's down to 39 HP though as he hits a couple snake bites. And Potsy somehow finds 3 with the pistol? I don't know how that's just happened. Juice by himself, and he's gonna fall. I don't know where those 3 came in from, but that was massive from Potsy. That was a 5-man storming in of LVC, and the door is just slammed shut on them from Potsy, finding a triple, and that's with a classic. I don't have words for that. I have no idea how that had happened. But York gonna take the pistol, and now LVC starting to run into a bit of trouble here. 9-4. They're going to have to start looking at a comeback if you are LVC in this position.
That's a good spot.
Gonna look towards A maybe again. Or at least gonna look to make some noise. As Purple just lays down a shot and it almost connects. It's just a bit off. So he does have like 4 smokes in front of him, so it's a bit of a tough one to look at. LVC though stacking a few players towards the B site, getting that info on A as well. Purple just waiting for someone on top of the box, but it'll be down low where the pressure is going to come from. He is perfectly centered to take off someone's head here. Spots the knife of Juice, spots the whole body. So now they are gonna have to play off of this information.
Toxin screen down.
What will the timing of Potsy be? Was the decisive factor in last round? Is he going to be in this round too? Gets a shot on the shoulder of Juice, and now knows to back away. And call out the info to his team as well. Look at this, Potsy backing away. Maybe not expecting Crisper to be right there. He's only got a classic though.
Blocking sight.
So it's gonna have to come through a different avenue. Buttercup takes down Juice, first blood, and now there's just 30 seconds left in the round. LVC are kind of in the middle of nowhere. They need to find a way into the site, as they're just roaming around no man's land. They don't have much time left. They're just gonna have to run. They're just gonna have to walk right into the site and hope that they can take it. That's gonna be one head gone, and that's gonna be Potsy and Zuko holding off. Buttercup to clean it up. A flawless round from York to put 10 on the board. And this is starting to look scary if you are LVC. Now this is a map I don't think they've practiced at all. I could be wrong. I have no clue. I didn't get to see the map bans. I just know what maps we have playing. So this may have been an off pick for LVC. Again, I didn't get to see it, so
Kill them.
I wouldn't be able to tell you. Maybe they picked this map and thought it was a good pick for them, but at least right now it's showing that it's not the case. Purple and Gaming Grandpa, they'll have to back away. As LVC looking to make some space out mid. That's going to be Juice taking Potsy down. First blood to LVC. And now that's going to leave Zuko all by his lonesome on the B site. Has to be careful here. Has the Headhunter though. And his centering is right on target. Here's the plant. Start just spamming
planted.
here. Sure site's not too, and look at this.
Teleport's ready.
No. I thought I was going to see it fuse for a second there. That was a bit sketchy, but LVC going to be holding from main. And this may not be a perfect idea, as I would assume Mozzie might be playing a lineup, or someone might be playing a lineup here. As Spike isn't in a very open spot, so they at least can get pings on it. It's going to start getting confused. 4 detected. Mideast gets the player off the Spike, doesn't get to have And now you're going to see York start to panic a little bit. They're just going to have to try and dive onto it. And it's going to be kills everywhere from LVC. Down to Prince Zuko. He has everybody from LVC in front of him. Mozzie going to get the closer. A flawless from LVC. 5-10, finally getting back on the board. But not before allowing 5 straight rounds from York. A very good, strong run from York there. LVC are going to have to match it and more if they want to take this map. Or if at minimum, they want to send it to an overtime. They have their work cut out for them.
Time to mobilize my pack.
Looking at the ultimate economy, no one quite yet. And it's going to be a full buy for both teams. So you're going to see a lot of action going down. And as I say it, Purple, first blood. Again, the operator, lethal in this man's hands.
Toxin screen down.
He's been a one-man army pretty much over towards mid and pretty much anywhere they lurk. And now that's going to bring this round to a screeching halt. LVC have been floored by that one. It's going to be the next player looking for something. Spots Zuko. But is aware of a high-low.
Wave crashing.
As Zuko again, almost getting a shoulder. And Crisp are going to put that player very weak. Zuko's still alive, but Mozzie does take down Buttercup. And here comes the rotation. What has Potsy got in him? We saw Potsy have a 3-piece with the classic in the start of this half. Potsy do it again. Be a bit of a nuisance. Yes, he can! Potsy,
Spike planted.
that's a double. And again, LVC just giving up so
Last
much
player
control
standing.
directly to Potsy. Again, a troublemaker, a spoiler on this B site. Juice left by himself and only going to get one. Potsy has just been a demon on this B site. 11-5, and they are not looking back. Somehow, Potsy finding a double there, turning nothing into something. And that gives them the round again. Potsy has been so crucial to the hold of this B site. Without Potsy on this side is... I forgot, I don't have to pause. There will be taking a bit of a pause here, so we will pause it real quick over to the caster cam as we wait for the players to get back in the game. I'm not 100% sure what the pause is for, but I'd assume a technical reason. They do happen a lot, especially in collegiate, where sometimes equipment's a bit inconsistent, so you'll hear the gunshots in the background and whatever else the players are running around doing. But really, Potsy has been the key factor on this B site, just holding it down, coming in clutch with double kills, triple kills, anywhere that they just so happen to pop up. And that's really what's been the difference here for York, is they really are just holding their own on these sites. They can one-man army out mid, and the first blood category too is somewhere where they're currently dominating. As far as I know off the top of my head, they are just dominating in that category. So many first bloods from Purple into that mid space, and that's really what's been giving them an advantage here in this game. And speaking of Potsy, 19-9 as Purple has been slowing down a little bit in this second half, but still 15-10, very respectable. And on the other side from LVC, it's been a rough showing from the two newer players on this roster, Mideast and B-Dog. 5-14 from B-Dog, 4-14 from Mideast. Not something that's too ideal when it comes to how this team has been performing, and especially with how Mideast looked in activation. It's a bit of a scary stat line, but of course it is the first map. You still got a lot of time left to make things up. As looking at the ultimate economy, Juice going to have the ultimate for the Harbor, and Potsy going to have that Viper's Pit. We saw last half, LVC kind of wasted two ultimates. Both B-Dog and Mozzie had ultimates that they just didn't use, especially the Control Command and the Viper's Pit. Probably two of the most crucial ultimates on this team, just not being used. So we will have to see how things go there. Still at a pause, as we are currently, I believe, dealing with a technical issue on the LVC side maybe, as not 100% sure what's going down there. But I believe what I'm going to do here is just throw it to a quick break, and we'll be ready to get going again whenever we figure out what the technical issue is. And when I come back, also just let you guys know what is going on. And apparently it's a mouse issue, so we will have to see what's going to go down there. But we will give it a couple minutes. We'll give it about 5 minutes, and we will come back. If we're not ready, we will at least come back with an update in about 5 minutes. So we'll catch you guys on the other side. Alrighty, we are back. We had a mouse issue. One of the players' mice ended up dying, so that's the single disadvantage of a wireless mouse. That's a bit unfortunate, but we are back now. We are into the round here. We're just getting out to the start of it, so we're going to start off with Potsy, the savior of this B site for the side of York. Not that Zuko isn't doing anything, it's just Potsy gets to him first and really just likes to take advantage when they get the opportunity. Zuko gonna pop the TP, and this could be a first blood. Crisper spots the first spell, or the second player, and that will be Mozzie's head gone. Now Zuko can back away, takes down Crisper with the help of Potsy. Zuko and Potsy, just the saviors of this site. They have just been holding it down. Juice finally taking Zuko out, but damage has been done. Juice trying to make some noise. Spots the head of Potsy, takes it off. Gonna see that through from the top of the box and tries to get through, but it'll be Buttercup on the pinch. That is a great call from York there to call that flank, and now it is map point for York. Also, apologies for that delay being literally like right almost at the end of the game. That is a bit unfortunate, but regardless, still one round away for York College to take map number 1 and go to series point, as we will have the next map, Lotus, after this, after we get done here on Breeze. But of course, there could still be a lot of game left. LVC gonna need to win 6 straight rounds. Or sorry, 7 straight rounds to send this to OT. And look at this walk forward. Juice is confident. He does not care about your scoreline. He will continue walking. Buttercup, though, finds the first blood on the Crisper, backs away. As double harbor ults on this site, it is going to be pandemonium in just a second. Gaming Grandpa takes down Mozzie. And now LVC don't have an avenue to plant. Gaming Grandpa flying through with the help of his teammates. Now just continuing to make some noise. Purple, of course, to close it down. York taking map number 1. And they will head to series point. as we close out Breeze. And let's take a look at the stat line here. And the main category I want to look at here, I'm actually going to sort by team as well. Look at the first bloods. 11 total for the side of York, getting it done in the first blood category. 20 and 10 from Potsy, 16 and 10 from Purple. You can see it in the chat there. 5-minute break. So I will talk for a couple seconds, and then I'll throw it to a quick break. Even though we just had one, I'm going to get you another one, and we will come right back. But real quick, I just want to mention a fantastic map there from York, really putting it together, understanding how they take the site, understanding their rotations to basically a T. And I did get to see, I checked out these players' their Val Tracker roster, or Val Tracker pages, and they are on a premier team. They've been playing for a while. They've been playing since like early August, which is a very good sign for any team. So very solid map number 1. But of course, the series is not quite over just yet. We'll be back in just a few minutes as we get ready to gear up for map number 2, Lotus, where LVC will be starting on the attack. We will be back in just a few minutes on the flip side with Lotus. ladies and gentlemen, we are back for map number 2. We will be heading to Lotus. LVC will be starting out on the attack there. But real quick, to recap map number 1, it was on Breeze, and it was quite a breeze for York on that map. They popped off. It was Potsy just taking over on map number 1, and it was just a show from him and Purple. And certainly they're going to look to do just that once again here on Lotus. Now York being 1 map away from taking the series in a 2-0 fashion over the likes of LVC. They have a good opportunity in front of them. As we look at the agent sorry, that threw me off just looking over at the agent select, and I see 5 people on deadlock. That one got me for a second. But real quick, talking about LVC, since they're locked in and not all selecting the same agent, Juice is going to be on the smokes with Mozzie again. We did actually get to see this map, so the strats will be familiar if you watched our team last week play on last Monday when they took on I forget the second team. I think it was it wasn't Clark, it was someone else. But they played the Viper, Omen, Sky, Killjoy, Raze. Exact same comp, exact same players outside of Poke was the player in that map the last time around. This time it is B-Dog, and B-Dog will be on the Killjoy. So very interesting switch up for him. So we'll see if that ends up working out this time around. But again, LVC on the attack first. Now let's move away from the LVC comp. We saw that last week, at least if you're here. Talk about York real quick. They have an Astra, a Breach, Sky, Raze, and Killjoy. Very solid comp. I like this composition. I'm a very big fan of Astra. I know Juice is as well. He just hasn't been playing Astra as much as he's had to be used in other ways. Off smokes pretty much completely, so Mozzie can pick up that role. And Mozzie has been doing a great job of it, but this is one of the maps where you need 2 smokes, or it is very much, it makes the map easier a bit if you have 2 players that can run smokes. So that's what LVC got here. Look at this. Look at this from York. They're just going to come in swinging, but B-Dog is ready for it. He gets a double. And after the map he had last map, certainly going to be something that he was looking forward to, but Buttercup gets a double of his own. And they got to be careful on this push. Look at Mideast. Gonna get timing. Does Potsy find anything on the flank? No, not just yet. And LVC have rotated over to B. They're gonna get that spike down. So it'll come down to Potsy. What does Potsy get? Spots Mideast, but the shots are not connecting. Now has to play with the utility and has to rely a bit here on Gaming Grandpa to get some stuns and flashes in. Still has a couple flashes to work with. That's exactly what's going to go in next. And now here comes the execution. But look at that. Mideast, Crisper, both with the headshots. Going to close out the round. LVC taking round number 1. Fantastic bounce back for LVC. Falling 13-5 in map number 1. Did not look too great after that first half. And now they are starting out strong here in map number 2. B-Dog, the patience from all of the LVC players inside of A main, just holding out, hearing that, getting that audio on the players from York, just charging through, and they're going to take advantage.
I need it. Pulling them in.
And they may just go for the same thing again. Purple already with a Marshall. We saw how effective Purple was with any form of sniper, but this time it's not going to go his way. Now York have to back down. Buttercup just gave themselves a perfect route to rotate on out. And look at that. Zuko going to get swarmed. Does Buttercup have anything? No. Mideast going to take down Gaming Grandpa. Buttercup in about a default spot, I'd say, at this point in time. At least when it comes to a retake. It's going to be a 2v5, and Mideast going to make it a 1v5. Down to Potsy. Again, just a classic in hand. Just gonna let the beats from Zed do the talking, as this may just be a kill any player on the rotation out. Make this a bit costly for LVC. May very well be one that falls here. This is a bit of a unique location, especially for playing it after the round, but we'll see what happens. As there's currently some buffoonery going over at this door. A couple of issues rotating out, but ultimately it'll be no one falling in the last 30-ish seconds outside of Potsy to the spike. And LVC with a flawless take on to the A site. And now they're going to head into the bonus with those Spectres. As you'll see in the loadouts, York going to take advantage of the economy and purchase up onto those rifles. This is a round, it's not necessarily a must-win, but for a lot of teams, this is a round, if you don't win, it's a tilt round. And tilt rounds are not very fun, especially if you were following us last year with our Valorant team, and you may have seen a few of those tilt rounds yourself.
Hawk out.
Purple
Blinded.
looking to get a first engagement here. Has to back away. Gets smoked off. So now it's going to leave Gaming Grandpa to a flash, and Zuko on site. This nade though could be huge. That could do a ton of damage to these LVC players. Doesn't end up being so, but it pushes them back. Buys time for the rest of York to rotate. Now the spike going to go down. And look at that. Zuko going to take out the flying Crisper. And that Boombot going to at least get the location of Mideast known. Blinds are in, and everyone is kind of scouring. Zuko though finds a second, finds a third. This man Zuko on a rampage, and look at that. Buttercup helping to clean up Mideast too. Now it's down to B-Dog as he gets flashed, just has nowhere to look. B-Dog gonna fall. Purple gonna get half of the defuse, gonna leave the rest for Buttercup.
My ult's ready.
And the bonus round goes the way of York.
Good.
Always a good round to win, especially
That was good.
when you have
I
that weapon
need it.
advantage. Don't want to get thriftied. In the ultimate economy, Buttercup, the only player on the map with an ultimate.
Guardian things I do.
Placing sentry.
Gonna have the Cosmic Divider. And on the defensive side, it's not as major of a tool. It is still very helpful, especially when you're trying to stall for time on a site.
Placing alarm bot.
But outside of that,
Placing
it's
swarm grenade.
not as
Placing
immensely
swarm
useful.
grenade.
It's a very strong attacking tool, though. Very strong attacking tool on this map. We'll see how Buttercup decides to use it. May wait for a few rounds, as I had said, it's not the most impactful tool on the defense, but we'll see what happens. As LVC looking to make their presence known over at the C bomb site.
Obscuring
Use
vision.
Buttercup back site, so at least the perfect person to have in this
Pulling them
position.
in. Need that back.
As now the util getting thrown down. Potsy gets flashed, so they have to be a bit careful. Alarm bot gets triggered. Crisper, let's see if we can spot anyone else. Juice takes down Buttercup. It's the only ultimate off the map, but I severely doubt it was going to be used there regardless. And now LVC will play outside. Really, this round may just come down to Gaming Grandpa.
Got you.
And they're going to look for his presence, but he's still doing a lot of damage. And look at this, Gaming Grandpa finds two. That cannot happen, but it doesn't matter. Crisper finding shots, and B-Dog going to close it out. Finds two from each of Crisper and B-Dog.
I can hold
Gets
an
a
area
bit
pretty well
sketchy there, but
myself.
the
Make sure to
retake
cover
from
the angles
B-Dog and
I
Crisper,
can't.
very, very strong. And now we're going to have a player crash, a player's game crash. So we'll take another quick break here as we head over. Apologies for this delay. Unfortunately, our equipment here at LVC sometimes doesn't function the way it's supposed to, and we get game crashes. So we'll deal with that. But real quick, to recap the end of that round, apologies I don't have a replay. I'm a one-man production team. I unfortunately don't have like the ability to use vMix while I'm spectating and casting. So at the end of that round there, you saw the positions of, if you looked at the minimap, you could see the positions of B-Dog, and I'm actually kind of looking at it through here, through the delay. It is a whole round behind, so sorry for me just kind of lacking in my memory of it. But basically, what we saw from B-Dog and from, oh, actually, we're already back into the game, but I will continue talking about it. What we saw from B-Dog and Crisper, we had one player on mound, that was Crisper, and B-Dog was tucked into that corner. So the second that bomb starts getting defused, that allows B-Dog to swing the play, get that player down low, get the pressure onto the guy up top. That allows for Crisper to just focus solely on the diffuser, take out the diffuser, and 2 more kills come through on the continued push from York, giving LVC the round.
Placing a
Down to this one though, Purple ripping Mozzie's head off, and how many times have I said that this series? Purple, just a fantastic shot with the Marshall this time.
there.
Giving a very early advantage to York. 2 ultimates, as Mozzie has his ultimate as well. Gonna be dead though for the time being. We'll see him next round. There is gonna be a rocket from Zuko. We'll have to see where that gets called. This is a save though. As Juice takes down Potsy. Now Purple has to back away. Shot doesn't connect. Crisper just gonna work with Modius.
30 seconds left.
And Juice here just gonna keep following that bot.
Satchel out.
And now here comes LVC. They're looking to make their move. This is such a scary play. This is a scary play from Gaming Grandpa. Finds the first. Can he find 2 more? As the flash walks in, but Juice pre-fires. Now with just 10 seconds left, though, all that York has to do is take down the bomb planter. Can they do it? Here comes the rocket. Prince Zuko does connect on 2, but it gets planted just in time. 2v1 for Modius. Freshman looking to make a statement as a new player on this roster. Now they can just play a high or low. He has a weapon advantage, but he doesn't have the man advantage. Purple just holding his ankle. Should have taken him down. Buttercup only gets half. Only gets half. Modius just has to play his life. Shots are shaky and doesn't win the fight. A very good opportunity for Modius, but it's not going to go his direction. A thrifty. Going to get 2 on for York College. Just hectic at the end of that round, and
I should probably play some stars
that
in the
basically
Astro
all
plane.
starts
I should do.
with that that Marshall shot onto the head of Mozzie, and even after that, as the spike's going down, that rocket just barely off time-wise, but still creates that 2v1 man advantage, and Modius cannot hit the shots to
About
close
there.
out the round.
Without a star, pulling them in.
So it'll be a 2-3 scoreline, and LVC need to find a way to establish an advantage here if they want to get their way into this map. They want to force that map number 3 as Seekers come out. Potsy being main does get 1, but traded out with that Bucky from Juice. B-Dog has to be careful. He has a Seeker just flying right behind him. Zuko, though, finds a double as the Viper's Pit comes out for Juice. He can't even plant the spike. As Zuko's still watching, and now it's down to a 1v3 for Juice. All he's got is a Bucky in hand, and he's going to get found out by Prince Zuko, who finds 4. LVC getting staggered on that push.
I'll leave.
And now we're all tied up, 3 apiece. Still, though, Buttercup the only player from York to have an ultimate. On the LVC side, you have Juice, who just popped his there. That is a massive investment. The fact that they could not pull that round out is a very tough one. It was a save again, but still, you see the investment of that Viper's Pit. B-Dog gonna have the lockdown. Crisper with the rocket, and Mozzie still has his TP, but he has yet to find a kill in the game. And Juice gonna open it up with a double. Takes down Purple and Prince Zuko. 2 massive kills for Juice. He's only at 2 HP, but that healing will come in from Modius. And he'll be healed up all the way back up to 100. An integral opener. So LVC are in a good position now to reclaim this lead. Now they will make their push onto A. Lockdown going to come in from B-Dog. There's really not much to counter it if you are York. They're just going to have to respect it as LVC look to push onto the site. Buttercup is still
Spike
standing in
planted.
it. Does Buttercup get out? Just barely. Timing looked a bit sketchy, but works in their way. Here comes Potsy. Been a very big spoiler for LVC. Can they do it again? As Buttercup finds Mozzie. And now Gaming Grandpa finds Mideast. It's a 3v3. Juice still going on.
enemy remaining.
B-Dog finds another. That's a huge kill for B-Dog. That takes out the full flank. Now Buttercup drops and Juice takes 4 on the round. And that's exactly what you need from your captain. Opens up with 2, closes out with 2. And B-Dog finds the 5th. That's a huge round for LVC as they can once again buy, except for Mideast. Mozzie, though, needs to get going here. Still sitting at 0 kills. 0-6 right now. About equivalent to Potsy, who's 1-6, but 2 assists. Look at this, Crisper. Just going to blast out. Has the shot there, but Prince Zuko has a better one. Crisper had the angle, but just not quite the shot. As everything in the kitchen sink being thrown at Juice here in A main. Has to be very careful on this rotation. Look at Gaming Grandpa. What timing does Gaming Grandpa get? Juice, look at this. The timing goes to Juice. And now LVC are sprinting to the C site. Juice knows the entirety of the York roster. Was just chasing after him. And B-Dog gonna get that plant down. LVC somehow flipping this round on its head. The flashes neither connect. Door getting pinged. And LVC are all back sight. The spawns have essentially flipped here. Cosmic Divider comes in, finally gets put into play. Is that going to be enough? Potsy takes down Juice. That is a massive pick. As Zuko continuing to defuse, only takes the half. And now it's down to 1v1. Mideast again in a clutch situation. Buttercup, though, just pops the defuse, and gets it! Mideast again, not going to be in the clutch, and cannot find the kill either. 4-4. It's Crisper and Mozzie with their ultimates now. But look at that from York. They are fighting. The defensive side on Lotus is not easy whatsoever. I will say that. It is very tough to win rounds on Lotus defense. And York just putting up a very tough fight. Potsy already in position to just toss the lockdown on. They know something we don't. They're just holding. Purple, though, finds the first blood again, this time onto Juice. Purple's been having a bit of an off game, but still looking good with that up. And now the lockdown comes in. LVC forced to rotate, or at least respect the ultimate. And that will pop. 0 players detained, but LVC pushed back a mile. Zuko and Gaming Grandpa still holding strong on this site. And LVC now looking to retake. It's going to start here. Zuko, I believe, will get first contact. I could be wrong. I think it will be that case. Crisper has to back away. And look at that. Gaming Grandpa going to find the next kill onto Mozzie. And now the team has rotated over. This is just a doomsday scenario for LVC. As Crisper at least finds Gaming Grandpa in the odd position, but no one else can find kills from LVC as Purple takes down B-Dog. And York putting themselves in the lead.
Don't worry. Don't think it, eh? I should play some Astral Stars in this reality.
And now we're seeing York putting up a big fight. And they want to take this away from LVC. They want to go onto their attack half with the lead, knowing their attack could very well be the stronger side. And LVC have changed up the strat. They're on an eco. They may very well just have to send it at something. That's something being Prince, Zuko, and Buttercup. Shots just kind of getting tossed down for Buttercup. almost taking the head off of Juice. Through that smoke, too. LVC just kind of trying to test the water, see if anyone gets a bit overzealous.
Blocking vision.
As the head of Juice, or the whole body of Juice gets spotted. Oh. York has at least an idea of what LVC is planning to do. They're going to start hearing that util come out. Purple again,
Spike
first
down
blood.
A.
This time on to B-Dog. And already LVC starting to fall as the ultimate from Prince Zuko gets called out. He finds Crisper. Buttercup takes down Mozzie. Juice at least finding Zuko. And Juice finding another. Here comes the Viper's Pit too. As they just walk straight
30
through it.
seconds left.
Mideast has the spike. And Juice has a Vandal. Finds his third on the round. And look at this play from Juice. The spike is planted. The pit is down. Potsy and Buttercup need to find something. And Juice gonna opt to take down the pit. Gonna opt to put that pit away. And this is not planted for LVC. They cannot see this.
Last
Half the
player
fuse is
standing.
there. It's
One
all down to
enemy
Mideast
remaining.
again in a clutch situation. Not going to take the kill. The pit, the snake bite, I don't think fully connects with the diffuser. And again, Mideast left in a 1v1 or 1v2 there. And York again pushing the lead forward. They have just shown to be the better team through and through so far today. This time LVC again gonna opt to go towards A. And there you see that Viper's Pit invested. And again to no avail. Juice having popped it twice and not won the round either time. Zuko.
Bomb buddy out.
Have a bit of a fight in front of him. Tries to blast back out, but he's stunned too quickly. Juice takes him out first blood. And LVC finally looking to get momentum back. They have dropped 3 straight rounds and it has not been clean. But Purple again with the operator. And this is a scary sight for any LVC player.
Spike planted.
Time to hunt.
Util now getting tossed from Purple. Potsy doing the damage, taking down Mozzie. 3v4. On the
I've
retake
got
here.
your trail.
Seekers are out.
Fire in the hole.
That's going to be LVC Seekers. Rocket out from Crisper, but he's going to get taken down by Purple. The op again. As Juice finds Potsy. This is getting a bit low on time.
One enemy remaining.
As Modi is going to get the kill on the Purple. With that, Marshall going to win the sniper battle. And Juice takes down Gaming Grandpa.
Last round before the switch.
And we could have ourselves a 6-6 half here if things go the way of LVC in this round. 18-7 from Juice, still not enough to have a lead. As you can see, the stats are, for the most part, even on York. What ultimates do we have in this round? It's going to be B-Dog with the lockdown again. Mozzie has had that teleport since I think like the 4th round in this game. Going to need to pop it here. And may be able to get him a kill or two and give him some momentum heading into the defense. And in fact, these were the 2 players last map who had ultimates at in the last round of the first half on Breeze, and they didn't use them. So that's something to look out for here. You don't want to see ultimates wasted. The shoulder of Mozzie spotted.
Vision.
Buttercup now backing down, gonna call his teammates over. The lurk from Juice may have to be where the shot call comes from. Now the lockdown though for B-Dog. So that one's gonna get popped. Does Juice expect this kill? The flick is on his side. And now Juice spot Potsy. And Potsy's gonna get the trade. Potsy is weak now. Crisper takes him down with a nade. And LVC looking to put this out of draw.
Destroy.
Information being gained from Mideast. The ultimate pop from Mozzie, and he's going to get that intel. That Purple is right on the other side of that wall. Turret, though, also confirming some players up top.
Charges.
Time's starting to run low. Play is going to have to be called here. There it's going to go. Execute. Trades are in, but York have to at least win a fight here. Crisper going to get flash, and Purple going to be the one to take it. And now the last two players going to have to push, and that's going to be the Cosmic Divider. This Cosmic Divider is huge. This could give so much intel for York, and it's going to be a 1v1. Mozzie going to take it. Team Ace. Huge one for Mozzie to win. 6-6 first half.
Switching sides.
Gear up. Stay safe. We're going back in.
And LVC going to go into the defense with a draw. Almost a 20 bomb in the first half from Juice. 19-8. A very good play to close out that half, especially after dropping 3 straight and giving up their lead. You can see, though, there's a bit of a fight to begin this map. LVC need this one, though, to stay alive and at least force a map 3. Crisper going to be looking to just lob a nade out to start off this round. Potsy, I believe, has a Sheriff. Yeah, I would imagine a Sheriff with that angle. Flash, getting it dodged. Mozzie's head gets spotted, but look at the rest of the team of York. They're already on beat. They're already planting the spike. This is a fast push here from York. They know exactly what they want to do. They know where the space is being held at. So they take what's theirs.
Grenade.
And look at this, Zuko getting aggressive. Juice gonna only get one. Takes down Purple. They're gonna need a bit more than that. As Gaming Grandpa is trying to push forward with his teammates here. Potsy now left by himself in this corner. Mideast and Juice playing it perfectly. Buttercup, last one left alive. Mideast and Juice have been working so well, and that's going to be a kill for Juice. 4K for Juice. He is popping off. And now Juice is just taking over. 23-8. He will drag LVC to at least a third map if he has to. And that's a big one for LVC to start off their defense. Now York going to have to look elsewhere. Well, I say that, and that is not what's happening. They believed in that push, and I mean, they had a lot of control. I certainly believe that they can make this work. And they're going to see if it doubling down is the way to place their chips. B-Dog pushed all the way out through connector. And again, the spike going to go down very quickly. That's already planted about 20 seconds into the round. This is really going to come down to how many can Crisper get from this position. Pushes away at the perfect time. Mozzie takes down one. Crisper finds another with a nade. Finds a third as well, or second as well. So now it's already a 2v4. Potsy stuck with Buttercup, and they don't have very good weapons. Potsy's at 23 HP. Mozzie not going to get it to half. He hops off a bit early, and now they're just going to have to stick this. They're just going to have to stick it, but looks like they at least get the kills, and they at least get it in time. Also, I apologize. That call was terrible. It was not even close to defusing, or to blowing up there. I heard it a bit differently, but regardless, LVC going to take the round and now push their lead to 2. So far in the Ultimate Economy, at least the Ultimate Economy going into this bonus round here. Really no one in a good position to get theirs this round. Closest is Juice at 6 of 9. Outside of that, you pretty far away for most of these players, from most of the players in the lobby. And Juice also did have a 4K in round 1, so that helps a lot, at least when it comes to getting your ultimate. This time, Strat has switched up. It's going to be a heavy presence towards A. Mideast gets the call on the blind. It's going to have to be a Mozzie hold with him. Crisper joining in too. You can see the lurk from Juice getting pushed out pretty far. These players on the other side of the door hear Juice. I think that's really going to be what the play call is, at least when it comes to that door, they may just try to open it and see if they can snap a kill onto him, but that's all if they really can hear him well. And this is also the bonus round, so a bit of an extra careful one if you are York. Now down to 40 seconds. Flashes again coming in. Still getting intel on where these players are at. This one to get into an engagement, and he does at least spot Gaming Grandpa.
30 seconds
And now,
left.
here comes a play. We're going to get naded out of his position. Has to be careful. Down to 70 HP. Juice going to be stuck to defend on B, though. It's a full rotate onto B. B-Dog and Juice now sitting in the smoke, have to back away. They have to respect this plant.
Planted.
Just 12 seconds left. The plant goes down. And now it's going to get chaotic in just a couple seconds here. We're going to see kills going all over. Zuko finding one. And look at this. Mozzie gets the drop on onto Gaming Grandpa, but doesn't get the kill. None of the kills going LVC's way. Down to Crisper in a 1v4, and he's not going to win a single fight. Mozzie had the drop on Gaming Grandpa. That could have been a crucial kill and ends up losing the fight.
I've got enough time to go into the astral
Again, be a one-score game. You can't ask for a much better map than this. We're going to see, again, York just staying away from C. They do not want any part in that site. You know how much of a pain it can be to take, especially when there's a killjoy on the other team. Essentially locking down almost the entirety of main.
Blinded.
Flash, gonna connect again. Mideast constantly getting at least some good intel off of those flashes. And Juice getting much more aggressive this round. Already pushed way through C, way through Mound. Door now going to get open. They're gonna try to take this space.
Scout destroyed.
Looking to make a play onto A. Spike is slowly following behind. Really just going to come off the back of this boom bot. And the shot from Zuko here. Nade down towards Crisper's direction again. He's got to be careful. And here comes the execution. Flash not going to hit Crisper, but he can't flick back fast enough. And now Mideast going to fall. He's not going to be able to see a thing. Mozzie has to back away. B-Dog falls too.
Spike planted.
2v5. And slowly Mozzie getting collapsed on from every direction. He's at least going to find one. Juice finds another. Now this is winnable. But Mozzie jumps into that fight, and that's going to cost him it. Now Juice in a 1v3. That's at least a little bit of time to work with, but there's no intel on the location of these players, and Buttercup going to get it. A draw once again. Back and forth rounds for these two teams. 2 straight for each to kick off the half. Juice with the Viper's Pit. Zuko with the Rocket. And Purple, 1 off the Seekers. Crisper, 1 off of the Rocket as well. Also need to note Mozzie, despite the stat line, 1 off the teleport once again. Concussion gonna hit Juice immediately. They want to delay his presence out towards Mound. They want to make this hit known. They want to slam onto this site if they can. And Juice
I've got
gonna
your
have his
trail.
work cut out for him. Seekers are now coming out too. Flashes, everything being thrown at Juice here. He doesn't get a kill. He only gets some damage down. So that's going to be a huge one for Juice to lose. And now that's the only gun off of LVC.
Spike planted.
Spike going down, and this is essentially almost a guarantee for York to win. Sheriff's out for LVC. Mozzie at least getting one back onto Buttercup. It's a bit more winnable now. There's also a rifle in front of them, but they're going to have to fight if they want to take it. On the other side, B-Dog at least wins 1. Prince Zuko, though, taking 2 with him. Now 2v2. Time dwindling. Vandal at least picked up.
Last
Gaming
player
Grandpa's head
standing.
spotted. but can it get taken out? Mozzie's shots are just not there. Somehow he's still
remaining.
alive. Finally gets his head, but he's just going to have to save. Tries to spot Zuko, but he's not going to get to it in time. Going to try and get away, but he's going to fall. Zuko, the only player to get out. 20 and 14 from him. And that is a very strong take from York. Collapsing onto that C site was a save for LVC, so not the most not one that they're particularly favored to win. Regardless of that, though, just not a lot going for that hold on C. Now Mideast, or sorry, B-Dog going to be working again here with Juice over towards C. It's going to be that huge push. And look at this. Juice pops the Viper's Pit, and that's going to be the wrong call.
Here.
Not going to be near C. They're not going to be going for C, and now it's just a B hit. Buttercup already planting the spike. They're just going back to
Spike
basics.
planted.
They're just going back to hitting the site and taking the space. Zuko pops the rocket. The shots aren't clean, so that's going to give Zuko a double. LVC need to capitalize on those jump outs from Zuko, and they just simply are not. And that just makes this round that much harder to win. Potsy going to take down Crisper. B-Dog already on site,
Alarm bot
but
out.
he's going to be by himself. They may just back out and
Kill
save.
bot.
That's exactly what the call is going to be.
Placing sentry.
And that's going to be a diffuser, or sorry, a spike detonate for the side of York, and somehow Juice dies there at the end of the round to the spike's damage. So that's a bit unfortunate, as that's going to be another rifle lost. You can see in the econ, that's not ideal either. There's a reason that was being saved. Now 3 ultimates and full economy and rifles for at least a couple rounds on York. And this is going to get scary for LVC. 10-8.
Alarm bot out.
They've given up 4 straight again to York. And this time they're going to be just diving at A. Mideast pushed all the way up in tree with that stinger. Mozzie. Have a Marshall. Can he do anything with it? No. Mideast, though, pushing through. The shots, though, don't connect on the second spray. He's going to leave it up to Crisper, and he's looking the wrong direction. So now this is another free plant for York. The takes on the attack from York have just been picture perfect.
Flash out.
And LVC cannot continue to give these sites away this easily. Juice at least takes down Buttercup, but there's still 4 more players to work for. Apologies, make that 3 players to work at. And there's not much time left on the clock. It's just dwindling. B-Dog at least takes out 1 up top. Juice trying to tap the
Last player
spike,
standing.
but now he's all by himself. He's flashed up so he can't see these players, but he gets both! Can he get the defuse? Does he have the time? He does! Somehow, Juice in the clutch! I have no idea what I've just seen, but it's going to go the way of LVC. Juice, the man LVC needs, coming to the call. 29 and 11. And he has to do it all. And he'll give it 9 to 10 around that York had in their grasp, but every single second somehow just at the snap of a finger goes away. And look at this. York, they're aggressive. They want blood. They want this now. As they can see all the util from B-Dog. They're just going to take everything out. And they pop the lockdown. So they're just going to be able to take this site for free. Well, I say free, but at the cost of a ultimate. B-Dog can't counter either. So it's just going to be a plant.
Spike planted.
Juice trying to spray, not gonna get anything. Cosmic Divider now up, and this is gonna make it so much tougher. This is what I was referring to when this was a bit of a great, or this was a great ult for the attack. Crisper at least takes down one with his ultimate. Purple though gonna get a trade onto Mideast. And can they take this plant out or defuse out? And yes, they do. The util taking out the defuses, but still Juice gonna keep trying to stick it, and it's working. Crisper trying to take out these players, but they're not gonna even be able to get a chance to contest the defuse, and that will be another round for LVC. Somehow, again,
hopefully that's enough.
just taking a round that they have no business winning. And that might just be a break. And that's going to be a timeout called for York, their first of the night. And I mean, I understand. They need a pause after that, after those 2 rounds. 2 rounds, LVC have no singular shot of winning. They just somehow put it together. Great work from Crisper. Finds 3 in that round and is basically the one that keeps away the players of a York, keeps them at bay, and that's just all they need. Looking at the ultimates here, Mozzie going to have the TP, but that's all that LVC has. And that's all that York has, as York does not have an ult on their side. They at least have the weapons for 1 more round. After this, though, if they lose again, it's not going to work. They're going to have to go for a save. As they do, will want to buy for next at that point. It would be 11-10. A very close one here. Juice, again, just 29-12, putting the team on his back. As we head into the game here, round 21, we're all drawn up at 10. As we may have to, oh, never mind. I was saying we may have to call a pause, but I guess not. As sometimes the game does decide to break on us, and it will end up being okay. Again, a slow push here from York. They want to take B, though. And we've seen how their executes on B go. Put down a couple pieces of util, take out the turret, and call it a day. They're going to fly. And look at this, though. They're going to send 2 over towards C. It's not going to work, though. Juice takes down Potsy. And do they spot the next lurker? They do. So this is just going into a disaster class. And look at this from Juice.
Spike
Holds down a couple.
C.
He takes 2, and B-Dog takes another with him. Man advantage to LVC. Spike will still go down. So it's not a complete break just yet.
Go get him.
LVC looking to open up as much space as they can. Mozzie can also TP towards these players. Satchel from Crisper. Likely going to hop this defuse in just a second. As this is actually a really interesting plant spot. I don't think I've ever seen a spike planted here before. Mozzie walks straight into a nade, and that's going to be a disaster. Mozzie, Mideast in again, and a 1v2 actually takes this one, though. Finally, Mideast going to get a clutch in his favor, and that might be the biggest one just yet. 11-10. LVC are winning rounds that they somehow shouldn't be, but need to. Into round 22. LVC finally bringing back an advantage. Mideast, after so many trials, getting one back, and it may have just been the biggest one this game. Juice hitting the 30 mark. 13 apiece from B-Dog Crisper. Mozzie starting to bring it together. Now at 7. And they're just going to rush over towards A. B site is pitted off, so there's really not much of a rotate available. Zuko that gets put weak. Crisper going to take him out. Going to trade for Grandpa. At least Crisper finding another before he's finally taken down. Seekers are out. And look at this. Mozzie has to be careful. He's trying to find something before he falls, and he doesn't. 2v3 for LVC.
Spike planted.
Retake needed. B-Dog, he has the perfect piece of utility. He has the lockdown. This gives LVC so much space to work with. As now Juice drops. And look at that, B-Dog gets the player on the push. That's going to take out a lot of Killjoy utility.
One enemy
Juice hops to defuse. The double is going to work. The double chow. Now purple pops the dog. Can B-Dog get the kill? No. And now Juice getting shot through the box, but it doesn't matter. Juice is loose. 12-10. Juice is going to will this team to a map 3.
Match point.
And he will do it himself if he has to. He is having a masterclass, a series of all series.
Here.
B-Dog at least finding one before falling, giving the 1v1 to Juice. A 2v3 clutch for those two. And a one-way placed. As LVC look to force map 3. 1 round away.
Cover going out.
It's a full buy here. For York, they at least have the economy to do that. But it's a 5-man hit. They want this. They want this site badly. Can they at least take it? Prince Zuko finding a triple. And that may just give it to him. He has his ultimate. He has his nade back. This is going to have to be a retake of all retakes for the duo, Juice and
Player
B-Dog.
standing.
And Juice going to fall. B-Dog in a 1v5 to win the game. Cosmic Divider coming in a 1v5. That one surprises me a little bit. As B-Dog just going to save, wisely so. I don't know if LVC might not even be able to buy this next round. Mozzie has his ultimate. And Prince Zuko has his too. Crisper should get his, I think, after this round. So it's going to be a crucial one. York looking to force the OT. B-Dog at least still alive, but will he be able to last through the detonation? He does.
Remember, your weapon
One more
is
round in
only a
regulation.
tool. You can't just
Will
shoot.
LVC close it out
You have
here?
to think.
Or will it be OT? Only 2 ultimates on the board.
Placing
So
sentry.
that's pretty much going to be a non-factor in this round. Although I say that, Zuko has found a plethora of kills with this Raze ultimate. The most dangerous man to have an ultimate, Prince Zuko right now. And it's just going to be a full-scale attack on A. They're going to bank off of this, I imagine. I have a good feeling we might see Prince Zuko pop the ult, pop a couple satchels, and just fly at these players on A. Is that that's what's being set up? It's the setup there. Mozzie gonna get taken down through the gun. First blood to York. Second blood to York. Mideast falls. Now it's all down to Crisper on the site, and they don't really have much weaponry. Prince Zuko doesn't even need to pump it. A 2v5 again for B-Dog and Juice.
Spike planted.
Is there anything that they can do here? This tree is just stacked right now. That door getting open.
Last player
What does
standing.
B-Dog find? Not a thing. Juice, not a thing. Flawless. And we are headed to OT.
Fire in the hole.
York want
Switching
this in a
sides.
2-0. LVC want this in
Overtime.
a map 3. Who will
1
come out
second,
on
peeps.
top?
I gotta visit the Astral to play some stars.
It must be a win by 2. So we will continue going until possibly the end of time. Or
Right
someone
there.
wins by 2, whichever comes first.
That should work.
It'll be
Need that
York
back.
on the defense to start out. We saw how much LVC start to struggle towards the end of that first half on the attacking side. They're going to need to put something together. They're going to need to find something deep in the playbook for this
I
one.
am with you. We are strong.
Going to be a slow round. It might be the first match of the season, but tensions certainly as high as ever. You want to start out as strong as you possibly can. Again, very slow hold, or very slow attack from LVC. They don't want to give up any more first bloods. They've given up so many in this series. That has been a deciding factor in a lot of these rounds. And now here comes the execution. Here comes the execute. LVC are in tree. They're now going to make their push. Zuko getting hit with every blind in the game. Every blind known to mankind. Crisper flies in, but he gets flashed, so he has to be careful. Mozzie going for the plant. Purple first blood. Juice gonna fall. Mideast falls. Mozzie only gets one, and it's all down to Mozzie in a 1v4, and it is just a decimation on the A site. LVC not a thing to be found. And York, one round away from closing out this series. A team ace.
Switching
As
sides.
LVC gathering together on A, just not going to be able to find anything on that hold. The post plant has just been abysmal today from LVC. They have not been able to find much on the attacking in that post plant situations. But now LVC transitions to the defense,
Time to mobilize my pack.
where they've been strong. They need this one if they want to keep this series going.
Hawk out. Blinded.
That blind does connect from Mideast. Doesn't want to get overzealous, though. Just wants to give that information out. And look at that first blood to Potsy. Takes down Juice. Crisper at least very quick on a trade, but now the attack is going to come in. It's going to have to be a very strong hold from these two. Crisper at least finds another. Mideast also taking down Gaming Grandpa, so it's just the attacks that have been very tough for both sides at this point. Buttercup and Purple left in a 2v4. This is doable. Weapons will no longer be an issue for the rest of this game. Buttercup looking to set up.
Concealment.
There's a lot of utility to work with.
Blinded.
Blind does connect, and now they can just mosey on out of here.
Right there.
Look at this, though. It's all going to really come down to Crisper, and what is he looking at? Looks like he's going to hear that gunshot. He drops. Crisper's going to drop, and that's going to get the rotation open.
30 seconds
Opens
left.
the entire rotation to York, and they're going to get this plant down. There's not a single thing LVC can do to contest this. They are just so far away. And that plant, again, all the way in the back of the site. Spawns have flipped. This is going to be a tough retake if you are LVC. I really like this play from York. I don't think I've ever seen a plant like this from any team, and York have just run it to perfection. Although this is a much tougher one. They at least have some smokes, and they do have the pulls, but it's not a great position. 2v4, you have people run at you, but Purple gets two. Purple getting two is massive, and now it's down to a 1v1. Time running out. Mozzie has been struggling in this map, and he's just going to have to somehow find a kill and the defuse, and he's not going to get it. A clutch from Buttercup.
Attackers win.
LVC fall 2-0. York going to 1-0 on the season. And that is fantastic from York. Again, I love that hold. I have never seen that before. And they run that so very well. And look at this, 32-20 from Prince Zuko, 33-17 from Juice. But it's not enough from Juice to make it happen. And look at the first bloods again, heavily in favor on that York side. As that will close out the night for us here at LVC. They will fall 2-0 in their first series of the season. 13-5, 14-12. It was a fantastic series to watch, especially that second map. The OT was very, very close. But that will do it for us here tonight. We will be back tomorrow night with Rainbow Six getting their NECC start, looking to go back-to-back as NECC Challengers National Champions. Of course, we don't know what division they're placed in yet. They could be challengers, they could be champions. We don't know. But regardless, the returning national champions get into regular season action tomorrow night when they take on a to-be-determined opponent because NECC has still not released the divisions. And on Wednesday, R6 will also be getting a match for their NACE division, where they will be taking on the University of Wisconsin River Falls at 7 p.m. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at LVC_esports on both those platforms. Follow us here on twitch.tv/Lebanon Valley College to get updated on all of our matches when they're going down, and also updates on the program in general. We've had a lot going on. We've been doing interviews. We've been doing this. We've been doing that. So certainly a lot of things to look forward to in the future. That'll do it for us tonight, though. We will catch you guys next match for tomorrow night when Rainbow Six takes on their first match of the NECC season. For now, have a good night and stay safe.